Good morning. Henning Pauli here. The bells and the Starbucks cup. Whoa, I haven't had any of it. In these rant videos, I get a lot of shit for the Starbucks cup for some reason. Why are you using Starbucks? Don't support the... I got it off Amazon. It's a reusable cup that I put my own coffee in. I like the cup. It's sturdy. I can wash it. Save shit. You know? So, I want to talk about Linkin Park. I talked about Linkin Park years ago when Mr. Chester, that guy, when the singer died. Now they're back with a new singer, and the internet's in uproar about it, or not, and support and not support. Here's my very, very personal view on the situation. A, I don't give a shit about who a new singer is, male, female, whatever, because with Linkin Park, it's all about the music, for me. And B, I listened to the new song, not on video. I went to iTunes and clicked on it. Listened to it once. Still have it in my head. That's something we get to later. Wow. And found it amazing. And for the first time in a long time in my life, I'm excited for an album to come out and really look forward to listen to it. They achieved that. So let's get into, it's just about the music. So I had this conversation yesterday with Igor from Valiant Guitars, who's also a big Linkin Park fan, but he bought the DVDs and behind the scenes and all this stuff. If one of the Linkin Park members walked up right now, I would tell them put the mail over there, because I wouldn't, it's Sunday, so they wouldn't come with the mail. But I hope you get the point. I wouldn't know that who they are. None of them. I think I've seen a picture of Mike. Can't pick him out in a lineup. I think Chester had big earrings. I don't know. I don't care. I absolutely stay very far away from any and all Linkin Park related, and usually actually band related publicity, movies, documentaries, live shows. Don't want to ever see them live. I don't want to know who these people are. I don't want to know what they've done, because it's about the music, and I don't want to ruin that for me. What if I find out that, I don't know, one of them is a Catholic, you know, and really has no problem with supporting kiddie fiddling priests? That would be horrible, wouldn't it? I'm making a point here, because now people are saying that the new singer might or might not be a supporter or actually a Scientologist, which is bad. I get that. I mean, Scientology is, pretty evil, but I mean, again, Catholics, fuckers too. Actually, all of them are the religious people. So whatever religion one of them has is going to take off someone. So, better not know about it. I don't want to know anything about these people that could influence my enjoyment of the music that I so much enjoy. Because I have the highest respect for them as musicians. Now, again, I stay away from learning about bands. So I watched that. I broke the rule because, I don't know, everyone talked about it. I watched that very long, very boring documentary look into the life of the Beatles. Is it Get Back from Peter Jackson? And it's hard not to lose respect for the Beatles in that regard. Unless you're a diehard fan and you don't see it. But me as a musician, what I see is working musicians, normal guys, no specific talents, more the absence of talents if you compare it to today's musicians, getting in a room, playing songs from other bands, which is what we do, get inspired by it. I mean, they play some blues songs. All of a sudden, they're coming up with Get Back, which is a blues song. You know, they get inspired by music and then just write kind of mediocre music once in a while. And then, McCartney sits down and plays Let It Be. And so, whoa. Once in a while, there's stroke of genius. But generally, that was not looking at genius. It was looking at a couple of guys, one of them being a total dick and letting his girlfriend just sit next to him, clinging onto him the whole frickin' time. And it's awkward and nobody says anything. And what in the world was Lennon thinking? But the thing is, I'd be much happier not knowing this. Much, much happier. I'd much more enjoy the music. And I might be in a weird position because I've worked with some of my heroes. Now, I worked with James LaBrie. Nice guy. Love him. Super good to work with. Got nothing bad to say about James LaBrie from Dream Theater. He sang on 2 of my albums. Yes, to those that think I'm a gear guy, I have made music. Whoa! But James told me some things about production sessions and things about Dream Theater and things about Portnoy. Nothing horrible, but things where I wish I didn't know them, because my favorite album from Dream Theater is the one they hate the most and they never want to revisit, they never want to play a single song from. And that makes it more difficult for me to enjoy the music now. Now, some of you might know, some of you might not know. I've worked with Sebastian Bach from Skid Row. We did a pretty good album. It was called The Definitive Sebastian Bach Album by Metal Edge. We achieved something cool. And what a douchebag he is. He called it a solo album. A big hoopla, big falling out, whatever, Fallout's a show. Also a game, I think. Yeah, I know. And now the music that meant so much to me, the first Skid Row album, it defined me as a teenager. Youth gone wild. I can't listen to that. It makes me vomit. So I don't want to know things about musicians whose music I very much appreciate. And now with Linkin Park, it's a bit, not worse, I want to say worse, it's a bit stronger, because their music isn't defined by musicians. That's a weird sentence. See, if I saw them live, I would identify them with their jobs, maybe. But when I listen to the music, I don't hear musicians. I don't hear individual people. I hear a band. And sometimes not even that. Sometimes I just hear music, and they're very unique in that way, for me at least. Now, earlier albums, yes, all, I don't even know, Meteora or whatever, all good. They defined a thing. Minutes to Midnight. Is it Minutes to Midnight? I think that's what it's called. See, I don't even know. It's a killer album. I taught songs from that for years, played them 1,000 times. Here they had an album where they had every single song, or a lot of them, be hits, number one hits, whatever. They just were played constantly on the radio. And here's a band that has the balls to say to a label, oh, that was all nice, but you know what? Now we want to do what we want to do and give you an album that doesn't work in any way on radio, or that doesn't even work in any way in terms of individual songs. None of it. That's ballsy. Because maybe they said, look, we just made a shit ton of money, but now we want to do something creatively satisfying. And they did 1,000 Suns, which if you listen to that with headphones in loud, all the way through, no breaks, which is difficult actually on Apple Music or any streaming service because there's gaps in between the songs. So it's really best appreciated on CD because you don't want the little half-second gaps. They kind of ruin it. It's one long piece of music. And every time you think, now the big guitars come in, they don't. They just don't, and it's so satisfying. It's like they build up, and now it gets heavy, and it doesn't. Very, very, very end, they do it. It's just an amazing album, and it's an album where you cannot hear a guitarist. Could it be synth? Could it be guitar? Who knows? You cannot hear the keyboarder. You cannot hear the drummer. Sometimes there's programmed drums, there's loops. Sometimes there might be drums and mangled through things. I have no idea. I don't care. It seems to be an album that in a band with how many people? I don't know. It's a bunch of people. I literally don't, 6? I don't know. Where every single person stepped back and said, whatever the music needs, that's what this album will have. No egos. None. Absolutely mind-blowing. Similar on the next one, which is it called Little Things? There's actually a version that's instrumental, and then you get only the vocal tracks, which is brilliant, and we've used this in our songwriting course. Also an album where you don't hear what did the drummer do, what did the producer do, what did the synth guy do, it doesn't matter. None of it matters. It's just about the music. It's a band that just can step back and say, whatever the outcome is, we want the best music. None of our egos matters. Nobody in the band is even a stellar instrumentalist in their own right. There isn't like, oh my God, listen to this John My Young bass line. It's not showing off. It's all about the music. The vocal lines are the easiest in the world, but we get to that. So that's that band. I don't hear musicians there. I just hear music. And I want to keep it that way. That's why I stay away from live footage music videos. I haven't ever seen a single Linkin Park music video. I enjoy the music tremendously. And I want to keep it that way. Now, Chester died, and that ripped a hole into the band. And they had the decency, the massive decency, to wait, was it 7 years? 7 years, I think. It doesn't matter if it's 6 or 8, who cares? I think it's 7. I read that somewhere. Again, I try to stay away from any information, so it's difficult to talk about it without actually having information. On Facebook, you get things like, she's a Scientologist. Ah, come on. Scientology is bad, but listen to the music. See that little thing that's already tainting whatever is coming? Why? Why do people do that to themselves? Why do you want to ruin the music? What was I going to say? They waited 7 years, and that's massively respectful to Chester, to the music, to the fans. But what do fans expect them to do? What do fans expect them to do? Not make any music anymore? Those guys are not old. They, why would they not make music? Why would they not make music as Linkin Park? That's not fair. And then someone wrote somewhere in a Facebook post, oh, she doesn't sing the old songs right. Who gives a crap? This is not Linkin Park. This is Linkin Park with a new singer. Okay? So, of course, she's not going to sing the songs like Chester did. But you know what? I heard the one song, and she probably sings them pretty damn close. Close enough so that you can shut your freaking trap and just enjoy the music. She can freaking belt. Okay? She can hit those notes. Oh, she's not going to sing. She's not singing the songs like Chester did. She's bad. You have the songs that Chester did. Getting very bright here. You have them. They're recorded. Listen to those. Life is always an interpretation of what's on the album. Life is never the album. It never is. So maybe shut your trap. By the way, that's my gorilla. His name is Mark. True story. She can't sing the songs that Chester did. Who gives a flying rat's ass? The new song is not very experimental, not very out there. They were smart to present us something that is very classic, very clearly Linkin Park. Absolutely works. Heard it once, already in my head. Oh my, what now? What's with the sun now coming directly into the camera? So yeah, I'm gonna say, who cares? Live and all that stuff. You already have Chester's voice. We're getting new music from Linkin Park in the style that Linkin Park is known for. It sounds exactly like a Linkin Park song, and I was excited. So, anyone crying about it, stop crying about it. You're idiots. You serious idiots. You're getting more music from the band you like. What's wrong about that? Everything is right about that. And what is amazing about this band, especially if you listen to, I'm gonna say, is it Little Things? Is that White Thing? I could look it up, but again, I'm a diehard fan. Can you tell? You might think a diehard fan has the shirts and goes to the shows. No, I absolutely respect and love the music. To me, that's being a fan. One of my favorite bands. So, when you listen to, I think it's called Little Things. I want to say it's Little Things. I don't know. And you really, especially listen to the isolated vocals. What you can hear, apart from quite a bit of auto-tuning to the ones that, oh, she's not in tune, he wasn't either. But he had something. And she does too. What they're essentially doing, melody-wise, is the simplicity of folk songs. Listen to it and imagine those as like Irish folk or old English folk songs. The melodies are so super simply structured. In a different arrangement, they could be folk songs. And that's why Linkin Park works so extremely well, because they reduce it to the essentials of what a simple song is. And they underline it with beautiful production. And fat guitars and all that stuff. But the essential music is extremely simple. And that's beautiful. That's why it gets stuck in your head. What applies to Linkin Park for me applies to some other bands. I don't want to know too much about Metallica. You know, Lars opens his mouth and then, I don't want to listen to that shit anymore. Or other things as well. I'm not a fanboy in the sense of, let me buy all the shirts. I don't want to know every detail. And I really want to stay away from knowing too much about people. There's a movie now about that dead British chick with the tattoos. What's her name? You know. It's probably a good movie to watch. Do I want to know all this stuff? I don't know. There's a documentary about Ed Sheeran, and I love Ed Sheeran. I would really want to watch that, but I'm also a bit afraid. I did watch the one about that other Ed Sheeran. His name is... Oh, new Keith Urban single. Nice. Louis Capaldi. Damn it. Now that's an amazing writer, and there is a Netflix movie about him, and I did watch that, and that was amazing, and it did not make me lose respect for the man. He's a very just normal guy that knows how to write, and all of a sudden got into being huge. Louis Capaldi. But yeah, I try to stay away from that stuff, and I don't know if that works for you or not, but with Linkin Park, for the first time in a long time, I'm actually looking forward to an album from a band, and waiting for the day, and then putting on some good headphones, Sennheiser HD 490 Pro, thank you Sennheiser, and listening to that. Instead of, oh wait, there was something, I'm in the car anyway, what was it again? Then I don't remember what album I wanted to listen to that was new, and then I just go to randomize my playlist. Just some thoughts. Listen to the music. The new song's great. It is 100% Linkin Park. Oh, she's a girl. She can't do what she does. None of that matters. She can do the job. Okay? Anyone bitching about that, trying to hold on to a band that can't possibly be that band anymore because man is dead, is an idiot. Linkin Park people, I look forward to the new stuff. I will not see you live. I do not know who you are. If you're ever at Starbucks next to me, I wouldn't know. And we're going to keep it that way. I love your music. Animals at the end.